Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper. Today, it's Wednesday, January 22nd, and we're watching Bitcoin getting a little bit of a pullback here. Over here, a little bit of a wicking down there, catching on the value area high, getting a little bit of support. But are we going to head back down to this nice support area that we've talked about for so long here in the show? We're going to take a look at that possibility today, what those price levels would look like. Also, when we take a look over here at the crypto bubbles, we do see quite a bit of green here on the daily, on the hourly here. We have a lot of red, but some coins are starting to pop off. Among those, SUI up 1.2%, FARTCOIN's up 3.9%, Lido is up 3.6%. So we're going to be looking at this, looking at all the charts, talking about some headlines. Most importantly, Ross Ulbricht is free. He is one of Trump's promises has happened, and as of today on the thumbnail, a free man. So BC Port Corp talked about that this morning also. And then I'm also looking over here. I can see AIXBT Crypto just now talked about it too. I'm watching AIXBT there. I'm watching you guys right here. I've got your charts here. I'm watching the camera here and OC's up there. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Let's get it. Class is in session. Yes, I do know that Tradester Joe is username's financial advisor. I'm tracking all of that. Let's go ahead and bring that chart down there. Guys, we got some news to go over today. We do have some economic data that's coming in. We did get the new 30-year mortgage rate, so good news is there. It dropped 0.07% or 0.07%. So 0.07% decrease for you there. If that helps, I'm not sure. It's at 7.02 right now. Nothing else really coming in today on the U.S. side. Tomorrow, though, we're going to get initial jobless claims, and inflation rate is coming in for Japan, which is going to lead to their rate decision. Are we going to see 25 basis point rate hike in Japan, and how are the markets going to react to that? We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. Headlines today, guys. We're going to talk about Ross is finally free. We're going to talk about gold breaking a triple top to soar to a 3-month high above $2,750. And I got to say, I find it interesting that the markets are pumping the way they are and people are still fleeing to gold. Not sure what's going on there. We'll have to talk about that and take a look at it. But right now, let's go ahead and bring up my co-host because I don't do this show by myself. Usually. Today, I got the man, the myth, the legend with great hair. Handsome dude. Very handsome dude. The OC guy. What's up, man?
Not much. Just preparing again the leftover coffee that I got from yesterday. By the way, I really talked bad about a crazy goat. I mean, don't get me wrong, still pretty nasty tasting, but man, the kick that he gave me, I now know what is called crazy goat. By the way, just a little bit more, in case you didn't know, believe me, there is my coffee and there is my orange juice. So it also tastes weird, but weirdly good. So cheers. Let's get that coffee in.
I'm gonna come back here so we're not making people. No, I'm joking. Why OC? Maybe that's why your goat coffee tastes horrible is because you're putting OJ in it. Guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Let me start a freaking poll in the chat. We got to talk about this. Let's go down here. Let's put a poll down here. Start a poll. Does OJ belong in coffee? And you can put yes or no. There's the poll. Let's working and lurking. Shout out to Donato Cabrera in the chat with us. We got Alexandra G, the mod queen, in here with her cohort. Wix, wife, fine, 89, 2-dub. We got the team, man. That's the dream team right there of the mod world, man. We got Ahsoka Tano in here with us. Crypto Coin Mindset. Shout out to you, man. How you doing, bro? Usernames in here with us. Harp. We got Little Fish, CJ Taylor, my brother's in here with us. Trade Intuition, Bingo Bango. What's up, bro? Ninja Glock in here with us. I saw a lot of people. Man, you guys are just on fire today with the chat. I can't even keep up. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but shout out to everyone that's here. I think I saw Crypto Billy, maybe. Did I see him in here? I don't know. Crypto Trades is in here with us. He said, I've seen some shit in my life, but that right there, this man is living in 2040. All right. Does OJ belong in coffee? I put no. 79% so far have said no, OC, just so you know. Let's go ahead. I want to get into the news real fast and break this stuff down. But before we head over there, do you have you got what's going on with you? How are you doing? And what's the latest on you, man?
Oh, not much. I mean, enjoying my coffee and also got hit last night twice on my trading. Man, F up. What was it? I mean, I don't even remember. Ethereum on the 5 minute charts. Man, it hit me twice. But then I just let it go and then took profits on Bitcoin. Good thing because Bitcoin has a little bit of retracement. And right now I'm looking for a re-entry on Bitcoin. But I'm going to do done that. Looking fantastic. Beautiful morning. We still have another chance to make ourselves rich on crypto.
You know why that happened, right? Why you got wrecked on your short trades, right? You know why?
I want to think I
Karma.
do.
Karma for orange juice in your coffee, bro. Jesus, what is going on here? No, I have seen some weird things. I've seen people put cinnamon and butter in their coffee.
Right.
Cinnamon and butter.
I haven't tried that one.
I've heard it's delicious, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's go take a look at the news here, guys. Get into all of that, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more about some coffee and some technical analysis, some charts, and what levels you guys need to be watching. All while OC enjoys his OJ and his coffee simultaneously. Let's go over to the news and check this out. All right, guys, looking at the risk indicators right now, we're currently at an overall risk on the market right now of about just below 50%. That is based on price, on-chain metrics, and social metrics. Looking at the down at the total market cap, we're at $3.613 trillion right now. Currently, total market is 7.24% overbought, so overvalue, I should say. Looking at the risk of the Bitcoin right now, it's at 60% risk. So not bad, not bad. It's getting up there, but it's not fully wiped out. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Bitcoin dominance with stables is at 57.7%, and without stables at 61.25% as of right now. Let's jump over and check out the fear and greed. See what that is saying to us. Fear and greed index right now is coming in. Just want to pull this in and get that last one. Right now, we're at a fear and greed index of 84. We're in extreme greed, so be very careful because you know that does not like to sit there long before it pulls back. So could be looking at a little pullback just on that alone. Let's go over here and check out what X marks the spots got for us. The Mucal crypto zone putting us right now at a 44 out of 100 on the altcoin season. Still got a ways to go before we officially pump into that. And the overall crypto market cap, fear and greed, is at 66 right now, just in greed. So Bitcoin a little bit more greedy than the total overall market cap. What else do we have in here today? Let's go see what else I had in X marks the spot today for you guys. Donald J. Trump did release Ross. He said, I just called the mother of Ross William Ulbricht to let her know that in honor of her and the libertarian movement, which supported me so strongly, it was my pleasure to have just signed a full and unconditional pardon of her son, Ross. The scum that worked to convict him were some of the same lunatics that were involved in the modern day weaponization of the government against me. He was given 2 life sentences plus 40 years. Ridiculous. When you really think about it, what was he imprisoned for? He was imprisoned for the Silk Road, right? That's pretty much it. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I'm pretty sure what I know about this, it was Silk Road because they were selling drugs. He created a site to sell drugs. If you really want drugs that bad, guys, you don't even have to go to Silk Road that this guy had written code. He wrote code. He didn't say this is for drug sales. It just ended up being that. So all you got to do if you really want drugs, just go down the road. I can go right down to the barrio here in El Paso and pretty much pick up anything that's straight across the border to my pocket. So not saying to do that, but I'm just saying. Token unlocks this week, guys. We got Jupiter. We'll be unlocking 700 million tokens here on January 31st, approximately 41.5% of their total circulating supply. Optimism will unlock 31.3 million OP tokens, 2.32% of their supply. That's on January 31st. Also, DYDX is going to be unlocking 1.16, so there's not a whole lot there. SUI is unlocking 2.13 of their total supply on February 1st, and CASPA is unlocking 0.67% of their total circulating supply on February 5th. So shout out to RMT and his favorite token, CASPA. I think that's about all I got in here on X marks the spot. Let's jump over to the crypto bubbles, take a look at this. Let's just get a little refresh in here going. There we go. Let's go down here and take a look and see what we're seeing down here on the bottom side of this, guys. Bitcoin right now at $104,262. Ethereum's at $3,293. XRP up 1.6%, sitting right now in the number 3 spot at 3.182. Guys, let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Is XRP going to flip? Is XRP going to flip Ethereum in the market cap this cycle? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Yes, I know. Swee, I got you too, Dub. I got you. Swee. Solana, $259, up 6.8 today. What else is big movers? Cardano's down. Doge is down. Doge dropped after a really good pump from that Doge being on the Doge.gov website yesterday. It is no longer on there, just so you guys know, and now it's pulled back. So whoever put the Doge on there did not leave it. They took it down. So Tron up 5.9%. It was just 6%. Avalanche is up 1.3. Sui up 2% in the number 13 position. Any other big movers in the top 20? No, we got some downside. HBAR's down 3.8, and Litecoin's down 2.7. So look at the economic calendar here, guys. The 30-year mortgage rate, that's what I was talking about earlier. It has dropped by 7/100%. So there you go. Maybe that'll make your house more affordable now. Today, these are Japan. You guys can see here, those are Japan. But down here tomorrow, we have initial jobless claims coming in. Was at 217,000, expected to be between 220, 219, forecast and consensus. So we'll see how the markets play out with that. That is the number of people filing for unemployment for the week. And then we got the inflation rate year over year coming out tomorrow for Japan in the afternoon. Guys, that Bank of Japan interest rate decision right now expected to be up another 25 basis points. And we'll have to see how the markets play out with this. BC Port Corp is of the mindset that this is not going to impact as hard as the first rate hike that they did because of the US dollar to the Japanese yen exchange rate. So we'll have to wait and see, but just be aware of it. A lot of stuff coming in tomorrow with Japan that's going to lead to that cheap, free money that they were getting loans for over there not being the case anymore. So, ETH has been a sloth lately. You are right. No flippening. Tron is bullish. Let me see what else we got here. Chop Suey. Username said just Chop Suey. That's what it is. Yes. Okay. OC, they said they're getting heartburn just thinking about your coffee, bro. Yeah. So what else do we have this week? We're gonna have. Let me go turn off Japan on here. I just wanted to show you guys what was coming in tomorrow for that. There we go. So Friday, we're going to get, tomorrow we get the initial jobless claims, and then Friday, we're going to get existing home sales. So we don't really have a lot of big data coming out this week. Next week is when we're going to get our big data. And guys, that's going to be our Fed rate decision coming in for FOMC and all that next week. GDP growth on Thursday the 30th, and then Friday, core PCE coming in to round out the week next week on the economy side. Let's go look at the stock market, see how it's looking right now. Markets are open. We got the Dow Jones up about 1.16%, the S&P up about 0.5%, and the NASDAQ up a full percent. Russell 2K ripping off, dude. Small stocks, small market capital, their stocks are up 1.85%. So your small caps doing really well. Oh, wow, that thing just flipped on me. Okay, maybe I needed to do a better refresh. Yeah, 0.155 and 1. Okay, yeah, Russell 2K just sold off big time. In one fell swoop, it just went from 1.85 down to 0.08. So volatility, this volatility index is in the green. That's what gives you that idea. Hey, you're going to have volatility, and we just saw that change right in front of our eyes for volatility. So anything in here, stocks rise on strong earnings, tech gains as S&P 500 nears an all-time high. Okay, analyst calls for the day. Barclays downgrades Ford Motor. I like to look through my pro stuff because it gives me a lot of insight here. There we go. Let's look at the liquidation heat map, guys. Let's talk about this real fast because this is the levels that I'm watching here. First of all, we got 112, but I am watching a return back down to that 112,000. Oh, I'm sorry, I should not say 112 and the 107, 108 range, but I'm really watching closely for this $100,000 return. I've got some key levels there. We talked about this. Ross finally free. Bitcoin community reacts to Trump pardon as the first images emerge of him leaving prison. So shout out to Ross. It's another. Here's the big deal for me with Ross. First of all, he shouldn't have been in prison, in my opinion, but he is free. Okay, so welcome to back to the world where you should have been the whole time, Ross. Secondly, that's a proof of life, right? POL, right? That Trump plans to keep some of these oddball promises that he made when it comes to the side of Ross Ulbricht being released, crypto, stuff like that. So when the crypto's on the list, when are we at that part of the list is what I want to know. But this does at least give that, hey, he is heading this direction. He is coming, right? So we'll see how that works out. Gold breaks a triple top to soar to 3-month high. Maybe we'll have OC take a look at gold today because he likes to talk about gold. Not as much as TradeFly, but he does like to talk about gold. Gold prices pumped nearly 2% on Tuesday, extended the swing early Wednesday to $2,750 per ounce as markets were reacting to Trump's first moves in office. So gold's been pumping for a while, man. Let's be honest. That wasn't so much about Trump as it is about Trump on top of the economic conditions that we're seeing. And then if you guys hadn't seen this yet, we'll just talk about it real fast. U.S. court rules against the Tornado Cash sanction. Torn cryptocurrency surges 140% on this news. So, matter of fact, Texas just dropped this too. U.S. District Court has ordered that sanctions on Tornado Cash to be reversed. The price of Torn jumped over 140% following the news. A previous appeals court ruling found that Treasury Department overstepped its authority by sanctioning the crypto mixer. U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas has ordered that a previous court decision supporting sanctions on the crypto mixer Tornado Cash be reversed. And so that is some big news there on the side, on the front of crypto regulation. So shout out to Torn holders. If you were waiting, you should be doing good now. But you know who's tired of waiting? My co-host. What's up, OC guy? So what do you think? Tornado Cash. Did this ever get blocked down in Mexico, or was this only a land of the free thing?
To be honest, I have no idea here in Mexico. It is the first time that I hear about Tornado Cash, so I'm a little bit lost in here. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a mixer. It's a mixer that they said people were using it to hide their money in crypto.
Got it. Oh, well, the most popular ones here in Mexico are still fine, just fine, and they work. The only thing that happens is that here, hiding your crypto is not as difficult, let's just say it, as in the States. And they don't get that much of a use unless you're moving big, I don't know, amounts of crypto around. And the fees they use is there. I don't know. I'd rather just change it to something like privacy coins and then change it back without losing anything. But here in Mexico, I've used that thing once, and it was not Tornado. I don't quite remember. It was I think the second one that opened. Not quite remember. They still work. They still work as normal. No further news so far. But you know what? I'm pro that thing. If you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, it's code, right? That's like saying that we're going to get rid of anything that can be used for nefarious purposes. And so they start banning cars because you can run into crowded marketplaces, and use that against people. Getting rid of the U.S. dollar. We're going to get rid of paper currency, and everything will have to be on blockchain so that we can track all money and it can't be used for nefarious criminal activities. Come on, where's the threshold, right? Anything can be used for good or bad. Anything. When I used to train active shooter response in the Army, my job was to train the troops on how to react in that environment if it was occurring, right? And I used to tell them, everything in this room is either a weapon or a distractor. everything. Staplers, stack of paper, pencils, chairs, it doesn't matter, right? Everything can be used for an intended purpose if you put your mind to it. And so if your intentions are, shout out to Crypto Poyo, gifted 5 Piper Academy memberships, man. Much love to you, bro. Appreciate you. Looks like Adam D. J. Violet was gifted one. Shout out to one of our newest mods, Wayne C. Redman and AZTV, picking up those 5. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to the alumni. But yeah, anything can be used for good or bad. It depends on what your intentions are. And to block something completely, I don't know. But why would I want to mix my crypto and hide it? I don't know. Maybe I don't like my my kids, and I don't want them to be able to see how much money I have that I may or may not leave to them. Dad, you spent all this money before you came to your deathbed, and you had this much originally. I don't even have to have that conversation. Tornado cash it and be done. Yeah, I lost it all in a horrible tornado cash accident. But yeah, that's the plan there. That's the plan there.
No,
Don't
but
tell my kid.
I do have a practical usage for it. Like, let's just say it, I don't know, let's just call BitTornado, right? That is a new exchange, right? And then they, for some reason, they send out crypto mistakenly, right? Crypto or Bitcoin, it's a free coin, right? If you make a mistake, you make a mistake. There's no bank to call, and they say, you know what? Retrace or reverse the transaction. And they just say, you know what? We're going to be banning everybody that uses that crypto from now on, right? So what if you receive that crypto, right? Is the piece of code that it can be traced. So maybe mixing it with something else, so the amount of crypto that you use with transaction is so small that doesn't get detected, that would be worth giving it a shot, wouldn't you say? So we can maybe circumvent certain restrictions that are outside the law or being enforced by an unlawful entity. So I
Possible.
do see the practical case, yeah, but still far away from what we have seen so far. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, I'm pro it.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, it's code, it's innovation. But you know,
Yeah.
if people want to use something for nefarious purposes, for evil acts, for bad deeds, they're gonna find a way to do it anyways. It doesn't matter. So, quit banning my shit in the United States. TikTok, you know, whatever you get your panties in a bunch about in DC, decide to block from the American people. Stop it. This is the land of the free. This is not China, and we will vote you out of office. Army Piper out. So there you go. Let's go talk about Trend Intuition. He just dropped another 5 Piper Academy memberships. Man, I appreciate all of you guys. Dude, who got those? It looks like, where's the list? Captain Pancakes. Okay. Splash Spotlight. Reggie Classics got one. Reggie, old school here. And then Jack and Crack and Magnum D5. So shout out to Crypto Trades, man. Appreciate you, bro. Much love. You guys are doing too much. You're doing too much. I love all of you guys. Employee privacy, Mike Place said. Businesses don't want anyone knowing how much each other get paid. That's true. They don't. That's a true story. All right, let's jump into the charts, man. Let's go get into this. AIXBT Crypto still live over here. We're still live here. Let's go check out the charts. Let's go and check out Bitcoin first of all, guys. We came up. So these are the levels that we've been putting out for a while. These are based off of fixed range volume profiles. Over here, you can see all the volume nodes. I got this one here. That's where we actually just broke slightly above here on Sunday, and then we pulled back down. We came down to my support levels. I didn't draw these recently. These things I've had in here since, man, they were back here. I've been scooting them over as we go, but it was based off of this volume node, you know, that was pulling all the way back into this area. So back in December, these boxes were on there for our community. So if you guys have these on your charts, you should have pretty good levels. So we did come all the way back down, get our bound to support, did a retest of this trend line that we talked about last week. And now it looks like we're getting another rejection here just above the 1.382 line. Also at that level is going to be our support box. And so coming down off of that right now, value area high is our support level. But if we lose this, I would be watching for a return back down into this green box. The support box is coming in about 102 down to about $100,000. Just to remind you guys, when we come over here and take a look, That area, $100,000 is where our hottest spot is below us. However, keep in mind, we do have a whole nother big liquidity area up at 107 to 108. So what we could see happen is we got this bounce right now on the value area low here, right? And so off of that bounce, we could get this pullback up, comes into that $107,000, $108,000 range, creates a double top, and then pulls down, taking out that liquidity that we saw up there, and then coming down to the $100,000 range, taking that liquidity. That would be in line with our dynamic reactor, which is running right across there. Let me turn off the 3D trend. You'll see that right there. That dynamic reactor coming in pretty strong for support historically anyways, or resistance being above it, being a price action above it. It's below the price right now. That does create a nice support bounce for a bullish bounce, and that would be coming right into that $100,000 range by the time all that plays out. Plus, overlay that with what we just saw there on the 3D trend. There we go. And that's going to be covering that whole support box down here. So if we do come down to that $100,000 range, we do have the dynamic reactor and the 3D trend going to be giving us a little good boost of bounce there. Plus, I do want to point out on the 4-hour that the quantum reactor has turned green. That means a confirmation here of bullish movement on Bitcoin. So now if we come down, this should be a good support. When it's gray like this, you can come down and break through it pretty easy. When it starts to turn green, it's usually a good sign. So just like here, we went slight gray. It didn't go green, and then we came right back through after being red that whole time. So that's what we're seeing now, is that it's turning green. Looking at the oscillators, just jump over real fast on that. It does look like we do have red histogram signal line coming down. We do have the Oscillator Pro coming down, money flows coming down, and the RSI Prime is resetting all on the 4 hours. So it does have confirmation here, multi-confirmation across the oscillators of downside movement, but don't be surprised if we do come up and hit that 108 level to grab that liquidity before that actually plays out. So OC, let's kick it over to you and see what you got, bro.
Absolutely, guys. A quick reminder to click that like button. There's 55 watchers right now, or am I 57 watchers right now, and we only have 22 likes. But most importantly, vote yes on the poll, because Bitcoin is just waiting for your yes.
Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Absolutely. Pretty fantastic. We have more votes than likes, but that's for another story. All right, take a look at Bitcoin here. We were looking at this symmetrical triangle. It's time for me just to start looking at differently right now. Why? Because we either are playing it right now, or we could be looking at a bigger triangle at this point, right? I don't see a big reaction other than this liquidity area zone. But look at that. I mean, we've seen it bigger. We've seen that even bigger. So this absorption zone, it is not as meaningful as I would love to, right? So if we just look at the big picture, well, it's a little bit meh, right? Also, let me just get rid of this previous trade. This was the previous trade that we took, but it's already being taken, right? So at this point, what I'm going to be doing is that we created another high in here. Not only that, we can start making this trend line a little bit more flattish like that. Perfect. So that will give us a much better reaction. If I only prolong this one, you'll see that we are reacting exactly off of it, right? So what are we going to be doing? We're going to be keeping our eye on the oscillator right here. At this point, we've been just bouncing back and forth. If you can see, we did not reach the area that I was expecting it, but we did still have that V-shaped recovery. What I'm going to be doing here, it's something fairly new that I haven't showed on the show, but still not out of the ordinary. What I'm going to be taking in account of is going to be the center of the center, right? What is the center of my oscillator? The white line. What is the center of the up above? It's somewhere around here at 100. And what is the center of the lower areas? -100. So I'm going to be doing that and creating a box around those, right? So right here is going to be giving me my threshold area to sell and my threshold area, if I prolong this, my threshold area to buy, right? So far we are in the middle, and I want to see here is maybe this goose head grabbing some momentum and going back up. This is not a goose head I really like to see. Why? Because it is not at the top. It is not like this one. Nonetheless, it's looking like we could be reversing, but also if we see that reversal, well, then I'm gonna be looking for a re-entry. If not, we could be having a fake out. I don't think there's gonna be something very something to worry about. There's something very dramatic down here, but still, we need to look at where our dynamic reactor could be located at that possible pullback area. So just look at your oscillator. Look at that, we are still bullish. That's why I have a higher possibility, or I'm giving a higher possibility of breaking up. So break up, retest, and off we go. And finally, just look for us to hit these low areas for re-entries, or these higher areas for exiting if you're already within a position. Other than that, I do have gold, but let me throw it back to you, Piper, and maybe on the next round, I'll just visit it.
No, go ahead and pull up that gold, because I want to talk about that, and then I'm going to flow that into the next one. So go ahead and talk about that.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at gold here. This is the daily, because we were looking at a daily pattern here. Also, let's go into the 4-hour, because this is where we plan our last two entries, right? We were looking at these stops, and lastly, this stop. And what we did is that we created this trend line. We set an alert on that trend line. Let me zoom in. And as soon as we broke, remember, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest or the pullback, and off we go, right? Remember, our next areas of entries was this area right here, as we could be having a fake out. And we did not end up breaking back up, so we rejected twice from the dynamic reactor. Therefore, we went at the very bottom of our line, finally breaking it. As you can see, it was basically a V-shaped recovery, and then we started moving upwards again. So what are we going to be doing now? Exactly the same. Let's just prolong our line in here. There we go. And it seems like we already have a breakout here. Be careful. This is not a big breakout. Let's just take a look at how would I like to see candles like this. Look at that. Big body candle going through a area of support or resistance, right? Big body candle going through a meaningful area of support and resistance, or at least close enough. Look at that big body candle, big body candle, big body candle. You get the point, right? So at this point, this is a little bit too shy. This could be telling us that we're faking out. Not only that, look at our TP. We are on TP number 2, so this should be taking profits areas, right? So if you're planning to jump in here, everything is looking good, to be honest, right? But the oscillator or our ribbon, we're flipping down. We need to see a flip up of the ribbon and continue having our money flow green and our through 7 green. All right. If we can have all of those on green as we flip up on the ribbon, that's going to be your next entry. So far, we need to wait it out, especially, let me bring this up. Since if we take a look at our automatic pattern, we are having a breakout retest. But again, that breakout is not with strength. We need to see it a little bit. We need to wait a little bit for that bounce up. If it bounces up, this is going to be my entry after the confirmation of breaking the previous high. And of course, our flip of the ribbon. So you got the puzzle there already completed. And for re-entry purposes, if this is a fake out, next entry for me is going to be a 2,724. That is a good price point. Thinking about the price of physical gold on Costco, just so you know, right here it runs around the 2,700-ish. So we could even get it physical gold for cheaper. But just be careful not to get it for that price if this keeps going down onto the dynamic reactor. So let's just recap. Flip of the ribbon, flip of price, entry point, right? If not, look at your 2,700 area. Turn it back to you, Piper.
Yeah, I'm trying to get something placed here on gold, because I was looking at, so one of the things that I've been watching closely has been Bitcoin. Let me jump over to my chart here. So you guys know my Bitcoin chart. that I'm always running over here on. Nope, not that one. This one. It's my Bitcoin fib channels, right? And I've been looking at this long-term fib channel, which goes over the entire history of Bitcoin, right? And then we have been in a new channel here for a while on Bitcoin. Okay. Some interesting things just to point out here real fast, and then I'll talk about what I'm seeing on gold. Is we're getting a lot of fight on this on the 786 here of the platinum pocket on this new channel, getting all of our support really though off of the golden pocket and then front running that 50% line, right? So getting back up here again where we are, it's almost like we had this pattern back here starting to play out on the next level. So I would be watching for that $90,000 range. Not saying we're heading down that low, but that would be the line in the sand for the channel here on the local channel here of Bitcoin, which is ironically in line with the Jesus the Jesus take the will top zone is about 90,000 also. So we are seeing some confluence there horizontally to the channel comparison. But if we come over here and we put this on gold, take a look at what we're seeing on gold with this. I have a channel on here also, and we are, in comparison to where gold is at, where Bitcoin is at on its channel levels, we're up in that between, the 78%, 61% to 78% levels, right, of that retracement to the upside. But if we take a look at gold and see what we're seeing on that with its fib channels, guys, we're just now getting out of the lower levels. If gold is to run up, and you can see it likes to come in and play on these this top platinum channel, I mean, right now that would put gold at like $3,000. So I just wanted to touch on that, put that out. That's why I was having you continue on with that, but I wanted to get that in there and talk about that. So it looks like the Otter Gang is about to wrap up too, so they're going to be coming in to join us here in just a moment. But OC. What kind of question is that in the poll? So OC put orange juice in his coffee this morning and said that's a normal thing down in Mexico. He likes it. And so I told him that's wrong. It violates the rules of the universe. The laws of the universe dictate that you cannot put OJ, an acidic fruit juice, in an acidic bean brew. Okay. So that's the question. Is it allowed? And everyone has obviously voted on that so far and said 78% said no, OC. You're wrong. You are wrong on so many levels.
49 votings. That is amazing.
No OJ
to be honest,
in coffee, OC.
I learned that from TikTok. And to be honest, it tastes weird, but tastes good, right? So give it a try. Give it a try and then come back and vote again.
Username said hashtag free OJ and coffee. Can we get a hashtag rib chat? Can we get some rib chat going down there in the chat, guys? Let's get that algo up in the chat. Let's see the ribs drop. And then let's go talk about altcoins, man. What are you seeing on the alt side? Show these guys how you do your look at altcoins. Let's pull up the bubbles and let's go through all that with them.
Absolutely. So let's get started first. By the way, I'm looking at Caspa, but let's just take a look at the process that we talked about here. Caspa, we were talking about this entry here. Look at how well it played out. I did jump out somewhere around this retracement, so I did miss out on most of it. But if you should have listened at your TPs, well, then you basically nailed the TP topic here. I'm looking at back for possible re-entry because it's not about the breakout. It's about your retest. We are above the zero line. And if we hold the retest line, I think we have a brighter future. But let's go to crypto bubbles. Here we go. And then you're going to see that I have it on weekly. Let's go to daily. And this is where I start moving down in price action. So the first thing that I want to look at is things that I want to burst, right? These are bubbles. Let's just burst them, right? Just like little kids here. So, come on. So the next thing too much coffee on my orange juice. So the first thing that I see is, for example, AI16Z and also virtuals. We were talking about these two yesterday. Yes, I know. So let's also take a look at those, right? This is daily. And finally, let's go to AI 16 cents. So what happened throughout the day? Look at that, just like we were expecting, but it moved a little bit closer or lower my dynamic reactor of what I was expecting. Look at that, right to the dynamic reactor, right into our alert. Look at that, having a retracement. Something important to note in here, it is regardless what is your opinion or what are you looking at here, this is giving you the heads up on how to or what to look for, right? So let's go back in here, and what I'm looking at this thing, it is a trend line. As long as I hold this trend line, I'm still bullish. And why is that? Because look at where is my oscillator. It's above the zero line. Yes, I know I have a pretty bad prime score, but my consolidation score, it is neutral, so it's going higher. So maybe I can make a little bit of a consolidation, and if I consolidate, I could be retracing on time and not on price, which means I could be creating a bullish pennant or a bull flag that ultimately ends up breaking up. So how am I going to be trading this? I'm going to be waiting for the goose head to play it out, because this is playing out. What does a goose head tells me? A little bit of retracement, further move to the upside before a bigger retracement. At this point, let's throw in my indicators and look at that. We have a pattern. It's not about the breakout. It's about your retest, and then off we go. So they are coexisting my analysis. Once again, for long entries, I'll be waiting for retracement and maybe turning on my support and resistances. There we go. And on my next support, that's what I'm going to be looking for, the next flip of the ribbon for my entry to play it out to the next area of resistance. So as you can see, as we knew here, as we were looking at this huge bubble, it is getting ready to be burst and have that retracement. So that's how I do my analysis on the part of altcoins. The next one will be, let's see, virtuals. But let me throw it back to you, Piper. Maybe you do want to do virtuals, or you do have a little bit of a different perspective on the crypto bubbles, isn't it?
No, I think I run them contrarian too. I'm looking for that one that's really pumped up hard, that I'm start looking for shorts at resistance, because everything has a pullback, right? And so that's what I want to catch when I trade, is looking for that pullback level. I want to go take a look here. Let's just go take a look over here at AIXBT and virtuals. Did you do AIXBT yet?
No, just AI 16 set.
Okay, so AIXBT, this is the one we've been talking about here, and I gave you guys all of this setup here and said, watch these levels here. If we pull back, and that's what this big white line was for. I said, this is your bottom of your golden pocket. If we come in range of the golden pocket, well, we did. We front ran right before it for a double bottom before this pop up again. Guys, we've been talking about AIXBT here on the channel. I said it's going to be a hot mover for the virtual. So if you're looking at the virtual side, it had a very low market cap in comparison to what we were seeing on most of the other ones. That was why I was bullish on it. It wasn't so much about what it does in the virtual space or the AI agent space, but I thought that it had a low market cap. And look, that breakout there, we had a trend line, we got the breakout, fought through the golden pocket, had a pump up. We came back down for a retracement, platinum pocket, golden pocket, retest of the upper level of the platinum pocket, and up it went again. I want to just pull some fresh fibs here and take a look at what we're seeing, because I want to pull it from the top to our bottom here. Let's take a look at that. I'll turn the other one off for a second. We are just about at the level of the platinum pocket again. If we're going to get a rejection, it's going to be right here in this area. We could, if we are that close, could get the pull up to the liquidity. I don't know that that's going to happen yet because of how hot we are here. Money flow is still coming up, but volume still in flattened in the red. So I would actually look at an entry on AIXBT if you wanted to test a short here. Look, you're just going to set it right in the platinum pocket. We're going to set that in, and we're just going to run our stop loss just slightly past the liquidity grab that could occur there. And I would be looking for this to pull back down at least to the this area here. And why is that? Let's go in here and grab this fixed range volume profile. Let's pull it over through here, and you'll see our point of control is sitting all the way down here. So if we were to get a good rejection, all we have to do is do take profit 1 on the value area high, target down here on the point of control. That would be a nice 2.73 risk to reward. It's not bad. I like 1 to 3 better, but that's not a bad move there. If you're looking at this and it does break this golden pocket, but doesn't get, if it does break this platinum pocket, I mean, but it pulls back and it gets support on the golden pocket, then you can look at a long there for a continuation on that. So that's what I'm seeing on AIXBT. If you guys got into that a while back when we were first talking about it, or any of these setups that we showed you guys, breaking the trend line, break out there, so on and so forth, man, shout out to you guys. You guys are rock legends. That's what I talk about.
Yeah, that's my alumni. You know what I mean?
OC, kick it back
Oh,
over.
man,
What are you looking at,
Solana.
man? Solana.
Absolutely.
Take a ride on the Soul Train. Let's go.
Yes, the Soul Train. So Solana, it's in a dangerous place, guys. It looks fantastic. Yes, if you're a fan of Solana, still a couple of things that we need to consider. It is that, let me clear this up so we can see it clearly. It seems like we have a high, of course, right? And now we're having somewhat like a dead cat bounce. This could be very dangerous. This is meant to trap people. And we do see that dodgy candle of indecision. What is that? Let me show you once again here. We could be forming a gigantic triangle here, symmetrical triangle, or better yet, a phenomenal bullish pennant, all right? Let's not get over pumped here. We also need to be level headed. So for that, let's go for the least amount of pumpiness pattern that we can have, which is a symmetrical triangle. In this case, we're looking at a 50-50% breakouts, right? This indecision candle, it is exactly that, indecision, right? Usually we see that kind of candles at the top before we reverse. One thing that I'm looking at, it is money flow. Look at that money flow. Despite it's not as big as I would love it to, it is grabbing some momentum, right? It is reversing up, right? Still like pushing back up in here. Something interesting also is that we are having a technical breakout on that on that ribbon. And not only that, we are also creating a higher low right here on that ribbon. Those are very good things that are pushing into a bullish movement in the 4 hour. Also, look at that, 8 out of 10, right? So very bullish. Still, we can come back down, make a higher high, right? And then break our retest, and off we go. So what am I going to be doing here after all of that analysis? I'm just going to follow that analysis to the T. So I'm going to right click on this thing and add an alert to that, create it. And then also let's move this a little bit higher. And that, oh, come on. Oh, that's because it hit it like within the same candle. And moving it a little bit higher so I get prevented with time, right? And then create another alert. Those are going to be my entry points, right? Of course, if it goes back up and it breaks it, I want to see these also breaking out. And then I'm going to be waiting for a 1-2 candle retracement, and off we go. How far could we be going? We need predictive ranges for that. There we go. And look at where do we have our loud order block, right at this area where we also have one of the gray lines. So this is going to be my next target at somewhere around 277 before a retracement and then continuation. So far, looking great for Solana. Remember, we're still in an indecision pattern or indecision candle. So be careful, wait for confirmation, and execute your trade. Next will be belonging the bottom. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just sitting here looking through the charts, man. Looking at some stock side. I don't know. What do you guys want to see? What are the TA do you guys want to see? We got time for about 2 more. So the first couple that pop up in the chat, we'll take those out if you haven't already seen them, and then we'll pop over to OC. He's got one right now.
Perfect.
Oh, and so shout out to Bedredden in the chat. Bedredden always gets a shout out when he joins us. So what's up, bro?
Nice. So there we go. We have something, and I think I'm forcing it a little bit, this bullish flag, but still we are also kind of having a breakout. But this could be a fake, and most likely is a fake. And why is that? Because we are below the zero lining here. We don't have enough money flow. Yes, we're bullish, but that means that we could be maybe going up till the next high, done breaking, and then visiting dynamic reactor. Let me just clear this up and do my rooftop analysis. And that rooftop is going to be a little bit more vertical like this, right? And then aiming for the next high or the next topping here, and finally making a bottom in here like that. So what am I going to be looking for? It's going to be extending these lines and look for breakouts. Yes, we have a breakout here, but I could still have this retracement somewhere around this area. Oscillator is not looking good. This is not time for me to start jumping in. And let's just throw in also the VPVR and my predictive ranges. Let's see if I can have them populate. Perfect. And as you can see, we are trapped within these two predictive ranges. Areas of interest for me, they're going to be this area of a range, of course, and this area of smart money. And look at that, those coexist very nicely with my dynamic reactor and very close to the purple line. So I believe we could have a V-shaped recovery right down here. Therefore, I'm going to be adding up an alert right there at 136 for a possible re-entry as we also break back above the zero line on the oscillator. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
Awesome. Had a request for chain link here, and then the render came in right after it. So if you want to take render, I'll knock out chain link, and that should put us right there at the bottom of the hour here. Guys, looking at chain link right now, we do have a nice little pullback here coming in. We did get the reversal on their oscillator ribbon. It looks like money flow is starting to curve back down again. Money flow has been in the red here for going back to Monday. So Monday morning started the red money flow. Now we are getting another curvature down. It looks like volume is dropping too. But I do have a better chart that I want to show in just a second. We did get a rejection here on the weekly pivot. This is off of the Dynamic Pro pivot table. I would see this coming back down into the main area here of your consolidation on the pivots. This would be the area that I would watch for. Plus, in that area, we are seeing that we do have the quantum reactor and dynamic reactor going to be converging here for a double level of moving average support. Let's jump over here and take a look at this chart, though. We did get a rejection there on the value area high. Point of control coming in just down close to that level, and also the 382 falling perfectly there. So that level is going to be $22.97 that I would be watching for there for a support area. We do have the histogram turning red, and we did get a rejection at almost the 70% mark on the RSI primed. Not looking like it's in the greens or the blues yet. So you can see there when we hit those greens, good area to get in. That was that upside movement. Right now, getting that yellow coming back, cooling off, and that is giving us more of a momentum call to continue down to $22.97. $23 would be where I would be watching for support there. OC, what do you have on render? And we'll see where we are after that.
Absolutely. On render, we're still within the same range. Something interesting that had happened here, it was this breakout that looked like a promising breakout, but that's why we go for the retest. And then, of course, we wait for flip of the ribbon. And look at that. We lose the zero lining here. Therefore, we went almost all the way down. In fact, all the way down. So let's just clear this up. And then let's adjust our line, because I was expecting for a retest in here, but it seems like it did not happen. So let's just move it all the way up here to these other lines. And what are we looking at this point? This is looking good, not to be honest. Why? Yes, we are impacting on the dynamic reactor, and almost every single time that we impact, we reject from it. But at this point, we have had 3 impacts, and we have held the position. Something important that I see, it is, look at that ribbon. It is keep going upwards. So this is looking like we're building up a little bit of a bull flag. So we could be looking at a breakout, then retest, and off we go. For me, my entry, it's going to be at the retest area right there, or even a little bit higher depending on how the price action plays out. But as we are below dynamic reactor and we have a low prime score, I don't think I'm gonna be trading this as long unless it comes back down to this area, and then I just long it from all the way down there. Because look at that, where we have our rejection zone, our ranging zone, and our big support areas. Right now, we are right at the middle of it. So yes, I mean, you could maybe trade it, but are you willing to take the risk? That is a question that I have for you. If you ask me, I'm not. I'd rather buy the bottom, sell the top, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Other than that, turning it back to you, my friend.
Awesome. Yeah, I dropped. We're taking a look at Tau real fast. We had a request for that. I dropped a. Whoa, sir, what are you doing? I need my circle, please. Thank you. There we go. I did drop the circle on the bottom here of this peak at this trough up to this peak up here, which did not drop where I told it to, but that's okay. So what I'm doing on this is it pulled our fibs off of those two levels. Okay. So again, from that bottom to that top there is where we got those going. And you can see that we had a sharp wick drop down straight to the golden pocket, 618, bouncing perfectly. We came back up, got a rejection just under the value area high, slightly above the 236, and then back down again to the value area low. Now we are looking at our support back in this golden pocket. If we lose the golden pocket, easily could consider that we're heading back down to the 786. That's going to be $288 Tau. You can see back here, it was a previous support range for us also. So that would be the area that I would watch for if we break here. So if the trade setup on this would be like so, we're going to take Tau. We're going to run Tau down, look for a break and a rejection, a retest rejection in the golden pocket before you would enter that short there. If we come down and we hit this again and we don't get a break on it, guys, we could trade in this area and give yourself a nice setup where you can go, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and set my stop loss in here, set that long up to the upside. One thing that I am concerned about, though, is when I start to bring on some other indicators here. Let me get rid of all this. Let's get rid of the fib retracement level here because we know where that's pretty much at. And let's take a look at what we're seeing here on Tau. On the 4 hour, you can see that we have a mess of indicators here. We do have this rejection on the pivots here, and our first levels are coming in down here at 368 right now. So if we lose those levels, be watching for that to come all the way back down to the weekly pivots down here for support one at that level there. And then also jump over here. I got Tau over here. We're running very, very harsh against this dropping quantum reactor and dynamic reactor. And it looks like we just got a rejection on a 3D trend too. We could be pulling this all the way back down on the RSI primed, just starting to curve down here on the oscillator again, even though money flow is coming up. That's why I've said look for some bounce in that golden pocket area. But as of right now, we are set up on a bearish structure. We're even starting to curve here on the histogram. So we got bearish structure, but bullish money flow and volume. So be very careful. That's why I said set those stop losses. But I am looking for it to come down, do a liquidity grab below this previous wick, and hit this weekly pivot down at about 365. So that's what I have there. I think that's about all the time that we have right now. We're going to go over and catch the very last of BTC TA today. So we're going to redirect to them. But OC, I appreciate you being here, guys. Smash that like, hit that subscribe button. If you got anything out of the show today and you're new here, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we're going to go ahead and head out. We're going to go raid BTC TA, one of the partners over at AIXBT Crypto, and we're going to go dropping our graduation cap. So OC, I'll catch you tomorrow, man. Enjoy your OJ and coffee. I want to get over there as quickly as we can. So guys, we'll catch you right back here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, Japanese carry trade tomorrow could be volatile. Be safe. Trade safe. You guys, use some risk management. OC, real quick, what do you got for people?
Guys, I'm watching you. Click that like button because let me remind you that your coffee is hydrophilic. That means it naturally wants to mix with orange juice. So if you don't like it, click the like button. That'll prevent it to mix in your fridge. If not, well, you're going to keep drinking orange juice with coffee with me, which is still delicious. Still delicious. Regardless, just click that like button.
Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to project dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels flow low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.